we're launching GPT-5.
Gemini 2.5
Copilot is your everyday AI
from these few
companion.
apps
to understand what's meaningful to you, so it can help you achieve
Major
your
upgrade.
If you feel like you're falling behind with AI, then you're watching the right video, because today I'm going to show you the correct way to get started using AI. I know it's overwhelming, there are all these tools, there are all these strategies, but I'm going to simplify things for you today. This is how I would start using AI in my daily life, and I'm someone that's been using AI for 2 years, and it's now all across my business and all across my life at the moment. This is how I would boil it down to getting started and testing the waters with AI. And if you actually do these steps, within a matter of days or weeks, you'll be up to scratch and feeling a lot less overwhelmed when it comes to utilizing AI. And in fact, I would even go as so far to say that you will have an edge over other people, because the majority of people, even a lot of my friends, aren't using AI properly every single day, and you definitely can be. You don't need a computer science degree, you don't need to be technical, you just need 10 minutes a day to get started. If you do enjoy content like this, where I show you how to get the edge with AI in 2025 through 2026, and I'm sure for many years to come as this technology continues to change the world that we live in, make sure to subscribe and hit the post notification bell so you don't miss a single video. We're only dropping bangers on this channel. I'm on a mission to make sure that I can level up all of your lives with practical AI advice, tips, and tricks that I'm personally doing and that I'm implementing throughout my business. So firstly, let's talk about the real problem. Everyone thinks AI is complicated and only for tech people. I think it's become a bit of a buzzword. But the reality is, most people in their daily lives can start utilizing AI today. You want to know a fun fact? 81% of US workers say little or none of their work involves AI. I'm willing to bet that AI would apply to almost 99% of those people. But for a lot of people, the noise makes it hard to start. They don't know what model to use. The information overload creates paralysis. There are so many channels, so many sources, so much news and fear-mongering around AI. And there's a lack of clear, simple starting points on the internet. And that's one of the reasons I started this channel, to give you a clear starting point. And if you use this starting point, you can get a huge leg up on the people that aren't using AI. And remember, that is 81% of people in the US, and the number's probably a lot higher worldwide, because that would also constitute less fortunate countries as well. Before I go into how I would get started, let's actually go through the challenges quickly. So challenge 1, there are too many AI tools. There are over 15,000 AI tools available right now. The solution to this is that you should just choose 3 AI tools and master them. These are the 3 that I would start with. ChatGPT firstly, because I think it's the most user-friendly. It's not the best at every single niche, but it's a broad model and it can cover most bases. You could also use Claude or Gemini as your go-tos. There's no going wrong there. Gemini is also a great model, and once they put out their new updates, it's probably going to get even better. So for writing, thinking, basic tasks, you can't go wrong with these models. For research, I think Perplexity or ChatGPT with web search are fantastic. If you find yourself going on X a lot, so if you're in news, if you're in financial markets, Super Grok, although it takes a little bit longer, is absolutely great for deep research as well. And the third tool should be specific to your work. For example, the visuals that you're seeing right now, these are used making Claude. So this is a model that I use for my work or the stuff that I'm doing. I like visual representations of things. Whereas you might have another job, like if you're an accountant, Perplexity might be better for some of the financial modeling. If you're a coder, Claude might be a better tool than ChatGPT. So you should use one model, a broad model like ChatGPT for writing, thinking, just basic stuff to be your executive assistant essentially. 2, you should use one for your research, for example, Grok, Perplexity, or ChatGPT. And 3, based on what you're passionate about, you can use another specific tool. If you just start with one, that's really all you need, and you can build out the other ones over time. The second challenge, most people don't know how to talk to AI properly. I think this is a big issue. People expect the AI to have the relevant context. They'll ask, out of these 3 activities, what's the most important thing for me to do today? But how is the AI supposed to answer that if it doesn't know your business goals, if it doesn't know your objective, if it doesn't know where you're at, if it doesn't know who you are? So the problem is that most people lack critical prompt engineering skills. The solution is to talk to it like you'd text a smart friend, but remember the framework. The more context you give it, the better. If you can voice prompt and give it even more context and tell it how you would like an answer formatted, it's likely to actually fit the need of your prompt a lot better, so you'll end up getting a much better answer. For example, a bad prompt would be write an email. A good prompt has a command, so help me write an email to my boss. It has context, I need a Friday off for a kid's recital. I've been swamped with work. The logic is I need to balance showing commitment to work while explaining personal priority. Use role play so you get the response you want. Write as a dedicated employee who values both work and family. And then the format and the questions that the AI needs to ask you in order to get more information. And this point, lastly, is very important. Usually, before a complex prompt, I won't want the AI to answer straight away. Even with the following 5 bits of context, I'll still want it to ask me more questions. So I'll say, okay, you've got the basic information. Ask me 10 more questions, 20 more questions, which will help you derive a better answer. Now, obviously, if you're on the go and you just want to know what brand of toothpaste is better, like that's, just one simple question. But if you want something more complex, like I need advice on this situation, this very complex situation, the more context you give it, the better. And I actually think a lot of people fall into this trap with AI where they end up getting really dodgy advice because they're not prompting it properly. Like I've had situations where I'll think a certain answer is logically correct, but the AI will say something else. And then as I give it more information and as I give it more context, it'll actually change to the original answer that I thought was logically more correct in the first place. So trust your intuition as well. And if something seems off, don't just take it at face value. Be really critical and challenge it. And you can even cross-reference things with multiple models if you want to get really scientific about it. And challenge 3 is the fear of being replaced. I think this is probably the number one thing that a lot of people, especially in white collar work, are really concerned about right now. And I think they're concerned for good reason. The world is going to go through the biggest labor shift that we've seen in a long time. 71% of workers, according to the latest studies, fear AI will take their jobs. So the way I think about it is it's AI plus you, not AI versus you. So instead of being against the AI and, wanting to push it away, you have to accept where the world is going firstly. And then once you accept it, you can start to augment your reality, augment your tasks using that technology so you become a team so you won't fall behind like everyone else. The 81% of the population that doesn't use AI properly, you're not going to be one of those people and you'll actually have the leg up on them. If you use AI for months or years, you're going to naturally discover a lot of things that's going to take way too much effort for someone else to learn. And you're going to have a huge leg up on other people who haven't been implementing it for years and they're going to be scrambling. So the earlier you can start, the better. It's definitely not too late. And this is my number one advice for anyone ultimately that, is trying to implement AI in their daily life. Just use it. Experiment. Try new stuff daily. Start by trying to replace or aid your normal tasks with AI. You'll discover so much just through the experimentation and the curiosity of using AI daily. And this effect compounds massively over time. You won't realize it, but just through 10 minutes daily in a year's time, you're going to be doing things you never thought were possible using AI. You'll get more curious, that'll prompt more behavior, and that will snowball into a much bigger effect later down the track. So it's AI plus you, not AI versus you. So let's break down all of this into a simple 4-week system that you can actually follow today to start implementing AI in your daily life. Week 1, this is just the conversation phase. This is what I was saying before. Just start experimenting and getting your hands on with AI. Actually lower the friction for yourself. I'll show you 2 ways I've lowered friction. I have ChatGPT on my phone and I have ChatGPT on my iPad. My iPad sits on the desk next to me, next to my main monitors all day with ChatGPT open all day. This is a constant reminder that it exists. And there are many times throughout the day where maybe if I didn't have it there, I wouldn't think to double check something on ChatGPT, but because it's there, it's forcing that habit. Same thing on the iPhone. I've forced the habit of using ChatGPT because I've turned the action button, which is a side button on the phone that you can modify to open ChatGPT automatically. If you're on Android or another device, you can also set up gestures so the app opens automatically. All of these things remove the friction because you're probably not going to use AI if you're on your computer, but you have to search up ChatGPT every time. If it's just open there on a tab or on an iPad or a device, constantly open and accessible, it's going to be much easier for you to actually start implementing AI in your daily life. If you need to, set a timer or set a reminder every day to just ask one question. That's literally all I want you to do during week 1. Just start experimenting with it. Week 2, this is the helper phase. And you can also do some of this in week 1 if you're a bit more keen and maybe a bit more experienced with AI. This is where you start bringing in real world problems into the AI. Ask for prioritization help, get assistance on emails, explain your job. Like actually one thing you can do, this is what I did on the weekend, is I gave it an update on my entire business. So you can create a business MVP context profile. You basically just ask it, hey, ask me 30 questions to understand my current situation. You answer those questions. As you answer more, the questions get better. And through all these answers, you build up a chat with memory that understands your business or your job situation like the back of its hand. This then becomes your dedicated assistant going forward for when you have problems. Because I think what a lot of people do is they just start new chats every single time they have a business problem. Well, it doesn't have the context. If you have one dedicated chat that has the context on your life, then it's going to be able to give you much better advice that's actually tailored towards you and lower the likelihood that it's going to give you shoddy advice. So week 2 is about feeding this information to the AI and starting to get it to solve real problems. Week 3, this is the partner phase. So this is really where you get deep, uploading documents for feedback, brainstorming project ideas, learning a new skill with AI. AI is amazing for learning a language, for example. You can actually speak to it in another language using the voice commands, which is absolutely amazing. And then week 4 is the integration phase. This is where you can create reusable templates, workflows. You can get really crazy with this. For example, I have an automation where in my email every single day, I get a list of summaries of my favorite podcasts that is automatically transcribed through Glass, put through ChatGPT, and sent into my inbox. Now, you can find little things in your life that you find valuable. If you're into financial markets, you can create these reports from the sources that you choose for yourself. If you're in other niches, you can also find automations that help you. Like if you run an agency, you can automate like Telegram chats populating into a Notion CRM powered by Zapier, and ChatGPT can take all that information. Pro tip, and this is why week 4 is like, the pro week, or this could even be month 4, to be honest, because some of this is quite complex, but pro tip, you can use N8N to build visual representations of your workflows. So you can build them yourself, but at this stage, I want to keep things like understandable and relatable. And then as I grow with you on this journey, on this channel, we're going to get even more complex. And I think if you follow this channel for like 2 years, you'll be an absolute wizard, because I've leveled up every single day using this, and I'm going to continue to experiment with new stuff. I have a team of 30 people that are experimenting with AI daily. I have a dedicated AI liaison on the team. They look at the tools. They make sure we're utilizing it in our workflows. I've gone absolutely AI mad, but that's why I'm really passionate about doing this channel. So make sure you're subscribed to go on that journey with me. So to summarize, you need to get rid of the old mindset of not wanting to use the complicated thing of AI, being worried about prompting it wrong, being worried that you're not smart enough to use it if that's you, being worried that AI will replace you, and moving towards the new mindset of, no, I use AI every day. Make it your identity. I have a 24/7 assistant. Lower barriers, lower the friction, make it easy for yourself. Let me try and solve a problem using AI and get into the mindset that AI is going to enhance you and augment you to be a stronger version of yourself and not replace you. If you enjoy content like this, make sure you subscribe to this channel, AI Edge. I'm your host, Miles. I had a pleasure spending some time with you today, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.